Zach Moss.
And I'm AJ Fenney.
And this is
Hippie?
Not Hippie. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 65 of Hippie Not Hippie.
Yeah.
We are joined by two special guests today, coming from the other side of the country, over on the old eastern coast. This is our first Zoom episode. We got my buddy Charlie Nadler and my other friend Cody Montanye. So welcome guys. How you doing?
Good. Thank
you for having me.
Yeah, feeling great. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, Charlie just got back from Hawaii.
Oh, what were you doing in Hawaii?
It was a vacation.
Oh, that's...
And it was dope.
It's like, I wonder what else. Because I was like, it's either a vacation or a volcano sacrifice. But no, he did sacrifice his wedding ring to the ocean.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Lost my wedding ring snorkeling.
Snorkeling for clams? That'll get you in trouble.
Snorkeling for a new wife.
What happened? So you were snorkeling, lost the wedding ring? How mad? How mad's the other side?
That's the thing. That's what I was saying to Cody earlier. Not mad at all. A little worrisome. A little strange.
A little too cool as a cucumber.
I lost the wedding ring.
I didn't like the ring.
I lost my
That's
wedding
actually
ring.
Perfect timing.
Freedom!
Yeah, so she didn't care because she doesn't like the design.
Yeah, so she had stopped wearing hers like a couple years ago.
That's also not the best sign.
Yeah, what was her reason? What took it off of her finger? The C? Or
I haven't seen her since. Still trying to figure out why. She didn't like it. She didn't like the way it fit. She didn't like the way it looked. So it's in the bathroom. It's in a drawer in our bathroom right now.
This is very, very peculiar.
Well, I think this is perfect because Charlie can just start wearing her ring.
He doesn't like the design or the way it fits. Or Where was the wedding ring from? Is it a family heirloom or was it a design that we got off Etsy?
So it was somewhere in between a little bit. It was made by a jeweler in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Okay.
That she liked, we liked. But yeah, they don't they're not the same material. So that was another thing she'd prefer. Hopefully we can get some that match a little bit.
Is it like gold or silver? Is it the coloring or just the entire?
I think it's just the entire thing. It's the coloring. It's the vibe.
What about tattooed?
It's the man. It's the husband.
There's the moment where it's like, I'm starting to realize it's just marriage. That's the thing.
It doesn't say Jeff on it.
What about tattooed wedding rings, Charlie?
I thought about that. That would be a good way not to lose it. You just bet. It's a big bet. It's one of those big bets.
But then she's going to leave her
hate the design.
Yeah. But how's she going to leave her finger in the bathroom in a box?
Yeah, some Big Lebowski shit.
She gets one of those magic shop fake fingers.
Yeah. One finger to rule them all.
So, nice. You just got back from Hawaii. How close to each other do you guys? I don't know where Cody lives, actually. I don't think. Where are you at,
I'm in
Cody?
upstate New York.
Upstate New York?
Upstate New York. So right outside like Albany, New York. So,
so you're in the trees. Right?
Yeah,
Upstate's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, parts of it.
Yeah, Albany's beautiful.
Albany's garbage.
That was the peaceful way where you're like, yeah, there's places, just not where I'm at.
Yeah, you go more north.
He's like, there's a reason there's a green screen behind me. Yeah. I like to insert a beautiful world.
Yeah. Anywhere but Albany. That's what goes back there. So that is kind of a more of a, wooded. There's some nature out there. Do you get out into nature ever, Cody? You a nature man?
I'm not a big fan of hiking, going outside too much. I have since I started doing mushrooms. I know that's like stereotypical, but I do like nature more. But only
Cody, it's hard to have nature close in on you the same way that apartment walls will.
When did you start doing mushrooms, Cody?
About an hour ago.
I think like last summer or a year ago.
Oh wow! Had you ever
maybe
done
a year or two ago?
Had you ever done any psychedelics or anything prior?
No, and I was super late to weed. I started smoking weed at 25.
Okay.
And I don't drink or anything either, so I just do mushrooms and marijuana.
So is that why you were so weird about your recent UA?
What's a UA?
A urine analysis?
Oh.
I'm also late to probation.
So Cody had a pretty
no.
Tell AJ about your recent trip to the doctor's office, leaving a UA.
Wait, why did you have to have a UA? Yeah.
I don't know. No, the thing, I think, now if I really think about it, it was probably just because my doctor she would because I get blood work a lot because I have like a thyroid thing. And sometimes she'll just like throw in a urine sample. Maybe it's for my physical. She doesn't say. It just shows up on the prescription.
I would ask questions if they were like, "Hey, could you just throw some urine into this sample?" Like, what for? Yeah.
Yeah, into the blood sample? No.
This has happened twice. And the first time I spent like a solid hour in the waiting room just chugging water at the water cooler. And it was awful. I had to it ruined plans. And then for the second time,
I was supposed to be married, but I couldn't show up because I was late trying to pee in a cup that I had no reason to be doing.
Yeah, it was awful. And then the second time it was right after COVID too, so it was like a packed room and everything, and it was like weird. But I also just didn't want to stick around again, so I gave him my blood. I was hoping that it would give me enough time to but it didn't. And I spent like 10 minutes in the bathroom, and then someone knocked, and then the person at the desk was like, "Oh, they'll be out in a second." And I'm like, "No, they won't." And so I panicked.
I'm they.
Yeah, I'm like, I promise you they won't. So I panicked, and then I filled the cup up with water.
What?
And yeah.
With no coloring, just tap water?
Yeah, but I knew that there's no DNA in it.
They're like, there's lead in your urine.
I spat in it.
Oh my God.
And then it gave it bubbles too, so it had like a more realistic feel.
So what were the results?
No dick. Turns out he has no dick.
Yeah, you're pregnant.
No, they didn't. They knew right away that it wasn't urine. So I got a call like 2 hours later, and they left a voicemail. And I had to call back. And at first, I thought like the woman was gonna be cool about it because she was like calmly like, "Oh, is this Mr. Montanye?" Like just very professional. And I was like, "Yeah." And then immediately she's like, "Did you leave me a cup of water?" Like she was disgusted with me.
This didn't taste like pee.
And then I again panicked and pretended that the phone was breaking up. So I was like, sorry, I can't hear you. And then I ended up, I think I told her that, I think my excuse was I couldn't go. I said that to a grown woman, that I couldn't go.
I couldn't.
She was like, "Did you leave me a cup of water?" And I was like, "I couldn't go." So I had to drive back. And it was all, I walked in and I went to like check in because she was the woman at the desk. I was like, "Oh, I'm here to," she's like, "Oh, I know why you're here." She's the one who called me. I just was on the phone with her. And I was
This time you better have the pee-pee, boy.
It was awful. Oh god. And then everyone in the waiting room just heard. She was so loud. She didn't try. They all knew.
Man.
Yeah. But then it came out good. So I wasn't hiding anything. It was just anxiety.
Well, that's the beauty of marijuana will definitely show up, but they've not figured out how to check for mushrooms. I mean, it's just going to show up as food poisoning for the most part.
I think they can on a follicle test.
For mushrooms?
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. I was told they can find everything on that, but maybe that was just a probation officer trying to scare old Zach.
Scary straight.
Time to remove the eyebrows.
Yeah, they're like, we can test for everything in your hair. And I'm like, in this hair, there's everything. Yeah.
That's why I keep a little vitamin jar filled with random follicles.
Yeah.
You just pick them up.
That's
pay
why
for
I've
'em.
never donated my hair to a child, is because they wouldn't be able to pass a drug test and get a job. And
Lots of
if
love.
there's one thing I know about children on chemo, they need something to do. You got to get them working. But
Wow.
how about you, Charlie? You kind of live, I would say you live nature adjacent.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of nature. I'm like an hour and 15 minutes from Cody, and boy, what a difference! What a difference! Not Albany out here.
Yeah, he's in Western Massachusetts, right? Western Mass?
Yeah,
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
I
the
had,
Berkshires.
yeah. I had never been to the area before, but man, it was really cool. But yeah, Charlie lives pretty much in the woods, has wildflowers in his yard.
What?
Yep, over 100 species of native plants.
Wow.
In my yard.
So you got a house, are you right? I'm assuming.
Yeah. I'd be a fucking moron if I planted all those plants in a rental, I think. It's $800 a month, but the plants cost $12,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you find yourself out there much in the nature, Charlie? In the net of Lyme disease?
Yeah, I've avoided the tick-borne stuff somehow. But yeah, we do a lot of hiking, some biking, some walks up the street. My personal favorite. Would you like to go on a 12-mile hike or a walk to the end of the road? Ah, that sounds wonderful.
Walk up the street.
So I'm just curious. This question, whoever wants to go first, but what's your guys' earliest memory of a hippie? Like, do you have a first memory of a hippie, or like the first time you remember forming an opinion of a hippie, or the first time you dipped your toe into the celestial pool? I don't fucking The first time you dipped your cup into the celestial toilet?
First time you bought urine from a long hair?
Long hair.
My first UA with a hippie was my buddy's dad growing up was a huge hippie, like a childhood friend. And he was like the kind of dude that smoked 12 J's a minute. So it was just evident, he would just forget where he was kind of dude,
real space cadet type,
but super chill. Yeah, chill. Like my dad used to tell the story. We got our car stuck in the snow once and had to leave our car after a dinner party. And the next day, my dad came back to help dig out his car. And this dude was supposed to be helping my dad. And my dad's this old Jew who can't do anything. And he's can't dig out the car. And he's not able to get the car out. And he looks over, and my buddy's dad is just open jaw looking at clouds, being like, Marty, these clouds. My dad was like, and yeah,
God,
great dude.
What a great.
When I was older and started smoking weed, I went over to his house once, and it was like he was on like the greatest level of stoner I'd ever seen. Like we were like all hanging out, and he kept like disappearing, and then he'd come back with like a platter of like ice cream sundaes, like out of nowhere, like in between blunts, and we're just like, this is the greatest person ever created in the history of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, getting out of a snowstorm, not my thing. But if you're high,
I got you.
Yeah. God, I just love that line. If it was like a catchphrase in a movie, just open jawed, staring up, just going, Marty, the clouds.
well, and Charlie's dad is a comic too. Well, did he do a lot of stand up, Charlie, or was it more just writing?
Yeah. He started out as a comic, and then he sold like his whole act to like other comics, and was like, shit, guess I gotta write now. So he got into TV.
Yeah, what show did he write for?
He wrote for Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Odd Couple.
Oh,
Cheese
wow.
on the Man.
It's the good stuff.
Yeah, some real classics. So, no.
Yeah,
How about you, Cody? What's your first hippie memory?
And from being completely honest, I feel like it would be probably from like a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it was like Forrest Gump or something that had to do with the 70s at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of drugs were being done around me. I just didn't know about it until I was older. But I don't even know if that would be hippie-ish. So yeah, probably like Forrest Gump, I guess.
That's a pretty good answer, because if I have to think back about it, that might have been one of the first times that, like, I remember like people saying shit about hippies or whatever, but the first time I ever just like saw one, because I think I saw that. What year did that come out? 91?
Yeah, probably like early 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been 7 or 8. So.
Yeah, I feel like they showed that young too. I feel like I remember watching that like elementary school or something.
Yeah, it was it was a magical movie.
It's great. Tom Hanks is amazing. Everyone loves Tom Hanks. Yeah. Have you seen Chet Hanks? Now that's a Hanks.
Chet. I love Chet Hanks.
I have not seen Chet Hanks.
Oh, he's a rapper. It's amazing. It's Hanks with an X.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
Sometimes
Is
he does a Jamaican accent. I don't think so. I don't know how like seriously he takes it. But he's wild.
I like the idea that he's just like still a really good actor, and he just raps exactly. You're like, oh yeah, he does a Jamaican accent. Sometime this last album that he put out, he gained 50 pounds, and he does this like Biggie Smalls kind of thing.
I like that.
Live method acting.
I like that he would only rap about Tom Hanks movies.
Ooh,
Like it's just
like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, deep
Philadelphia,
Hanks cut.
Deep Hanks.
I mean, I feel like I've heard rap lines about movies. Like I feel like I've heard lines about like Wilson and
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, and Forrest Gump for sure. Jenny.
Totally.
Yeah, big.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
What
And it's just so funny because if you look at him and Colin Hanks, knowing that they're brothers, they look like complete. It's wild. Chet's he's a man. He's who I aspired to be when I was a little white trash boy.
Oh man.
Oh man.
What kind of music do you listen to, Cody?
I like a lot of rap music, but I like indie music too. I like an eclectic, like an array of music.
Are you into jam bands at all?
Probably not. No, I don't think I could think of any. Is that what's it called? Grateful Dead?
I mean, I'll be honest. You nailed it. You started at the beginning. I think I would have been more upset if you were like, "What is it? Fish?" Like, well, getting there.
That might be my favorite answer that we've gotten to that question on the pod. What's that? Grateful Dead?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
No, not really. Nope.
I will say there were a bunch of my buddies in high school that were into, they listened to a lot of like Dave and Fish and Dead and stuff like that. And I remember the big binders of CDs of all the live concerts. They would have like one binder, it'd be all Fish or like all Dave, and it'd be like, oh yeah, you gotta listen to like June 21st, 2001. There's like this bird that flies by during this track and shits on the guy. Like I was like, why do you have the same songs on like 300 DVD-Rs?
I can take this one.
Your Honor.
It is the magic. Like, as a person who has lived in that world forever, that's where you talk about a bird shitting on someone. God, I wish I had that tape. Like, those moments are what you're looking for. Like, I had, I think 82, 84, something like that. There was a Dick's Pick live Dead recording. And it's the second track. Very silently, Bob Weir and Jerry Garcia get into it, and it's fucking hilarious. Like, the fact that they sold this and left it in, and it's just Bob going, well, now we are going to wait as Jerry restrings his guitar. Yet again, we are held up, and there's a pause, and you hear faintly Jerry just go, hey, fuck you, Bob.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I've heard that in the live recording of the night that I went to the Grateful Dead for my first time, you can hear the woman vomiting on the back of my legs.
And surprisingly, was that the night? Oh, no, that was Sunday that Dave Matthews showed up. God, yeah, that woman puking. God, she lost all of it.
But, nice. So, Charlie, are you into the jam bands at all? Or are you more of like a... What are you into, Charlie?
I don't really listen to a lot of jam bands. I like Cody. I mean, I grew up on a lot of like 90s hip hop because obviously I look like this, so why wouldn't I just listen to Nas and Biggie and relate to none of it?
I mean, I don't know if it's weirder that I listen to that stuff in South Dakota or that you listen to it.
At least it's kind of adjacent.
You'd actually been to New York City, probably.
Well, yeah, I don't know, and I think it was just like the nearest kid was listening to that stuff, and I was just like, okay, I have to buy Snoop Doggy Dogg's Doggystyle tape now, even though I'm 8 years old.
God, that was a great album.
Yeah,
that was my first tape. My dad bought it for me.
Yeah, that was your first tape. Cassette tape?
Hey, I still have it.
Oh yeah, let's see that. Oh, that's a beaut.
Yeah.
Look at that. Can you imagine an 8-year-old boy bringing
hilarious.
Bringing this to you, a 46-year-old man. A 46-year-old man and an 8-year-old boy brings you this tape and says, please buy this for me. And he doesn't question it at all.
Yeah, he was like, my son knows. If it makes you feel any better, I think when I was 11 or 12, I bought Eazy-E's Easy Does It at a swap meet in Kansas City. And that is a vile album. It's very funny. In the same way that ICP is funny.
So in 6th grade, I bought Dr. Dre's The Chronic, showed it to my mom, and was like, oh, there's a cool leaf on the album. I said that to her in the car and showed it to her, and she goes, oh, yeah, and then just didn't say shit.
I think this guy's Canadian.
But I think in our parents' defense, where they were coming from is like during their generation, the music, their parents were like, you can't listen to this. It was like innuendos about sex and like, oh, they say something about the devil or something. Like they had no idea that stuff like Doggystyle existed, because it's like This is DJ
That's true.
Salty Nuts. I'm gonna slap you across that fat ass with a fat dick.
They were just literally still revolting against the sock hops of their parents' generation.
Yeah, like they had no idea. But then my dad saw that album, and my dad, I think he got the paper from the city or something, or like read Time or some shit. So he was aware of these fucking rappers and what they were doing to the youth of America. So when he saw that fucking pot leaf, he took that fucking CD away immediately.
Well, yeah, it's like I like to feel like I'm pretty open, but if I had kids and then my daughter was like, "Hey, have you listened to the new Doja Cat?" And I was like, "I definitely haven't, and I would prefer you don't either."
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like my dad read the article that was like, "Do you know what your kids are listening to? Go through their music with them, sit down and do it." And like when he came to do it, I was just like, "Fuck. I'm so fucked." Because he's like, "Yeah, what have you been listening to? Let's go through these CDs here." And I was like, "Ah, shit." Because I knew my dad was a narc way more than my mom. And but yeah, he took that shit away, and then I ordered. After that, I just had to hide everything. So that was like, I listened to Doggystyle every day in middle school from fucking 3:30 until 5:15. Because
Is that when your dad got home?
No, that's when my mom got home. Because my mom, if she would have heard it, would have been like, no go. But like seeing a weed leaf on there, she's like, oh, is it Bob Marley or fucking, I mean, she probably thought it was harmless, like what fucking 60s or 70s album didn't have some sort of marijuana innuendo or whatever, I think to her that like, I don't think she realized the gangster shit going on that album.
Yeah. So. You're like, I'm trying to figure out if I want to be a Crip or a Blood in high school, mother. And,
also, wasn't it kind of it was a zigzag, but wasn't it Dr. Dre in the center of like the zigzag white?
Yeah, no, the problem too was like when I knew I was going to be in trouble was when my dad came up to me and he goes, "Zach, do you know what a 187 on an undercover cop is?"
Oh my God.
What is that?
It's a murder on an undercover cop.
Oh.
Because Snoop Dogg's album was fucking awesome. Yeah.
See, that was the difference too. Like my dad played all that music. That's how I heard it. Like he would blast music in the basement, and so I heard I've been listening to Kid Rock since the second grade.
God, your dad sounds like a fucking awesome uncle.
Yeah, Cody's 25. His dad's 36. 36-year-old dad.
Yeah. No, and I think my first album was oddly enough Elvis. It was like an Elvis album. I was obsessed with Elvis when I was a little kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Well, he had that charisma.
God. What was your first?
Probably because of Forrest Gump.
Oh, maybe.
God, I cannot.
That could be.
Zach, what was your
Elvis has a son named.
My first album was a cassette.
Yeah.
And it was London Beat. I've been thinking about you.
Oh, shit.
Got you on my mind. Shapow pow dong 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 dong. Yeah, that was my first music I ever bought. I love that jam.
Yeah, that was hot.
I get so confused about you. Yes, I'm baby.
Fuck.
No, I remember that song came on the radio and I was riding with my uncle and I sang every word to the song and just like jamming out. And my uncle was like, damn, you really know that fucking song.
Was that when you had the cassette?
Yeah, I had it. No, I love that shit. And then I don't know. I saved all this money, third through fifth grade. I just collected cans, and that was what I did in my free time. Was I would walk around, I'd look for cans, I'd dig in the trash for cans, I'd ask people for cans. I was just obsessed, and I managed to fucking homelessly scrounge up like $108. And I was just like real into saving money. Yeah, it was like 2 years and I saved up $108. I had it in a savings account. And like, it was like, what am I going to do with this? I'm fucking rich. And I bought a CD player boombox in 5th grade with that money. And it was fucking rad, man. Like, yeah.
Every time he found a can, he'd be like, "I've been thinking about it."
And then he'd kick it, tink, tink, tink.
Well, you could record CDs into cassettes, so you could rip CDs for your buddies. So that was fucking
Nice.
rad. Also, it was battery powered, so I would like bring it to school. Like when the school had parties, it was like Zach has a portable CD player. So I would like bring like for cupcake day, you know, and shit. Like I would bring in my CD player and play CDs for the class and shit. Like, it was
DJ Zach.
yeah. And then there's like some other like kid who was just like rich who didn't have to do that, and he was like, I have a nicer CD player than that, and it's just like, fuck. This is the same kid that told my buddy that his bedroom was bigger than his whole house. And yeah, it was weird because I went to a school where you were either so it was like the poorest people from the city went to this school, and then the richest people that lived in the woods went to this school. So it was like a weird crossover of like the richest and poorest kids. And then my middle school, it was weird because just all the poor kids from this one school went there. And it wasn't like there was like it was like very kind of rich and poor, not like there wasn't like a middle class. But
Yeah.
So you went to school in 2024 then?
We've erased the mids.
yeah. No,
Zach got held back 25 years, and he's
But he's still been thinking about you.
got you on my mind. Shapow pow. I need to bring back shapow pow. Maybe that's my catchphrase for comedy, you know? Like when I have a joke that hits really good, you know, I'm just like shapow pow, you know?
I tried to get this joke to work in Minneapolis or St. Paul, where it was like the concept is that I think catchphrases are they're over. Like they're dumb if you're doing them on stage, but I think you could take them to real life, like real life people, right? Like if you're just a regular dude working somewhere and then you just go, hey, where are those reports, Steve? And you're like, here it is. And they're like, how was it? And he goes, I could have put a little pudding on it. Now, no one's going to understand what you're saying, but you just have to have the balls to stick with it for years. And then 3 years later, you're going to start hearing other people say it. And eventually you're going to see a billboard that goes, Jackson Hewitt, our people put the pudding on it. And you just have to go, here we go.
So I had a buddy who tried this.
Put it on it?
No. He thought he wanted to come up with a new word. I actually tried this too for a while. After I read the Swiss Family Robinson when I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to bring back capital. Like, that's a capital idea, you know, because, you know, yeah, nobody uses
I'm gonna
it.
use the first. Yeah, I'm gonna use the first word in the death penalty, and I'm gonna make it go viral.
But yeah, I tried that when I was like in 5th grade or something. It didn't work. My buddy in high school, Matt, was trying to get everybody to start saying dill instead of cool.
But dill always seemed negative, right? Like dillweed?
No, like kosher was his thing. Like,
Oh, dill pickle.
oh yeah, like everything's dill, you know, like
Everything's dill. I kind of like that. Everything's dill.
Becomes a comic, has a whole album called What's the Dill?
yeah.
What's the dill? I think I actually read a book in like 4th grade about that. It was called Frindle. And the whole premise was these kids tried to create a word. They tried to rename like pens to Frindle. And then I think it ended with them getting old and then people called it Frindle in the dictionary or some shit. I don't know. It was, but I remember it being weird. Yeah, they made a campaign. They went into like the different stores and were like, we'd like some Frindles, please. And they had a real grassroots thing going on.
Wow. Well, that's the idea is if you commit to a bit the same way that like Andy Kaufman did, you can go, okay, I'm going to just do this. No one knows that you weren't brought up a certain way. I tried for years to get people to bow at banks when they would go in a deposit, and people go, is this what you're doing? And go, mm-hmm, and say nothing, just bow. I would say it so much on stage. I was like, I'll never see you do it. Just know that they can't stop you. From some odd curtsy.
Bowing at banks.
I think like sometimes people just get enough juice, enough fame to do some dumb shit. I mean, you see that with like rappers will just wear like a dumbass hat, like Pharrell with his dumb hats. Remember when he used to wear those dumb hats for a while, like those big huge hats?
Oh yeah.
And now people wear big dumb hats everywhere. You know,
Flavor Flav and the clocks.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Boy.
Yeah, I mean most things when they start out, when you see them, you're like, oh, that's stupid. You know, I mean, I just even think of the trends in my lifetime. You know, like Jinkos, fucking.
Oh yeah. Those were comfortable if you were hanging hog.
But.
Or just like not wearing your pants above your kneecaps, and like that was like whoever did that was like the most unfunctional, weirdest.
Yeah, like sagging had a lot of different.
It was weird.
Different like levels of sagging. Like there's like light sagging, and then there's like the dudes that would be like, their pants would be like below their fucking knees, you know, and it's like
Yeah, they'd be shuffling like nursing home level shuffling. You know?
I saw a guy at a pizza place in Minneapolis, still rocking the deep sag, and I was like, "How? You're clearly drunk."
Well,
that's hard. You have to put so much pressure on the outside.
You've got to walk like a cowboy.
Is walking.
Yeah.
Well, those saggers have to be getting a little old, and I wonder if some of them. It's like they have like a degenerative condition because they walked like that their whole life. They're like, oh, you got a sag waddle.
Yeah.
You got a case of the sag waddle, and I'm sorry, but you're going to be in a wheelchair here in 5 years from the sag waddle.
Used to be a sagger, now we're just saggies.
Well, the other thing that was funny about sagging too is how like all these adults at the time then became like experts on it. You know? Like I'd have like one of my uncles would be like, well, you know that started as gays in prison, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, how the fuck do you know that?
How do you know that, Uncle? And why are you holding that guy's pocket?
Yeah.
So. This will show my age, but there was a band in the, I think, early 90s, maybe late 80s called Crisscross. And they famed Backwards Pants. And that was the worst 2 months of my junior high career. Like, I tried it.
Did you do it?
Yeah, and I was like, this is good if I could only shit. Like, then it's how convenient.
So I used to wear my pants backwards at my house and fantasize about doing Naughty by Nature at the talent show for the school, but dressed like Crisscross. I don't know why. I was like, I got to dress like Crisscross, but then I'm going to do hip hop hooray, oh, hey. And I'd be like in my room with my shirt and my pants backwards, like doing this, like practicing for the talent show. And then the talent show would roll around and I'd fucking be like, nope.
You'd be like, are they gonna understand this, or is this gonna be like Dill, where people don't understand the kosher thing, and it's like so many layers?
Yeah, I was like, is this really a capital idea?
Dad, did you ever get caught like deep in the fantasy of being like a famous person, either on concert or something, when you're in the mirror? You ever have someone walk in on you?
You know, I never really was like an in the mirror kind of guy. I'm still not. Like stand-ups, like when they're like, yeah, I run my act in the mirror. Like I tried that one time and felt so fucking stupid. I was like, I can't do this. Like looking at myself.
I wouldn't look myself in the eyes.
I don't remember.
like myself enough even to pretend to be a famous person. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna do someone in the mirror, it's gonna be a loser. You know, I'm gonna do like an unemployed guy in the mirror or something.
That's
Not like, you know.
you're just coaching yourself. You'll get them next time.
Yeah, but I don't pretend I just pretend that I'm a piece of shit.
I get the direct deposit from the unemployment office on Thursdays. It's $97.
You guys wear any tie-dye?
Not as an adult. When I was a kid at like camp, we made them. But I don't think I will wear tie dye after that.
How about you, Charlie?
I think I got a tie-dye shirt in Key West, I think, when I, went on a trip as a kid, and then I think when I started smoking weed, I was like, that's like, a tell, so I'm not gonna wear tie-dye, I'm trying to keep that shit hidden.
No matter how cool it is.
Yeah, you're like, if you wear a tie-dye and a 3-foot green and black weed leaf Dr. Seuss hat, they'll totally be right on. What happened to the 3-foot Dr. Seuss hats? For a while, those were fucking everywhere.
Oh, dude, that's thanks to the famed Jamiroquai.
Yeah, Jamiroquai.
Do you remember him? He had the bigot. The
I mean,
giant
I
hat.
feel like you could pick one up at a carnival before fucking the treadmill video.
Yeah, but that treadmill video was pretty hot.
Uh-huh.
So, no tie-dye for Charlie.
No, we made some with our family this summer, but
Threw them away immediately
any.
when you left.
I didn't make any, and then they didn't make one for me. They gave away my shirt that was supposed to be for me. So
Wow.
He's buried his family's shirts in the wildflowers.
Are you playing your game in the mirror again, Charlie? Can you see yourself?
You don't get a tie-dye.
They gave my shirt away.
One of these
The only
days.
color that was left was white.
It's just a blank Hanes shirt. I don't think this V-neck is me, Ma.
You burn any shit?
Oh,
Incense, Palo Santo,
I got a
frankincense, myrrh.
Oh, yeah. Myrrh. My DA. What is myrrh?
That was the one that your eyes popped up. Was like myrrh. Myrrh's kind of a sweet scent. Frankincense and myrrh.
It's what they brought to Jesus in the
Oh yeah, I love
the
that.
three wise
Love what
men.
they brought to
One
him.
of them brought frankincense and myrrh.
It's such a weird story in that book where they're like, it's a cold baby, and the three wise men brought him what? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh, but no one brought a blanket.
Yeah, I don't burn incense. I have a fire pit. That's about the closest I get to burning shit.
Do you chop your own
Sometimes I
wood?
burn toast. I don't chop my own wood. That is too I'm too terrified of missing and hit. The follow through, the dreaded follow through that you hear about.
Oh no.
No, I didn't know. This is the thing.
What is the dread?
You're afraid to swing an axe, Charlie?
So wait, is the follow through
yeah, I
like
would
the
bet.
miss and then like taking the leg?
Like just straight into your foot?
I don't believe in the power of my muscles to stop the axe from going away from my thigh or ankle.
I don't think you're supposed to stop it. I think you want the motion to go through the wood. You just have to put another piece of wood under it.
Yeah, but I
got a
worry I'd
stump.
whiff. I play golf and I miss the ball a lot, so I feel like I would miss the wood. Just one of those, but can't really yell 4 on your ankle.
Then you just yell at the ankle. You put the ankle in the mirror, and the ankle just goes, I knew it was going to happen.
So, how about you, Cody?
No, I don't really burn stuff. Yeah. No, yeah, just marijuana.
And your dad doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes I feel like incense starts as a way to hide the marijuana when you're younger.
That exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, that was definitely my first.
Yeah, I wasn't
exposure
allowed to
it.
burn it because it would hide the
Mm,
smell
yeah,
of
I probably would've
marijuana. But my mom let me smoke cigarettes, so I burned those.
Really covered it up.
You just got a cigarette sitting in an incense holder.
No, I would seriously light one and just keep it puffing. And then I would blow my weed like through a Zoop tube or whatever. But yeah, like the cigarette smoke was what I'd use. Because if I burned incense, my mom would immediately come down and be like, "Are you smoking weed in here?"
But not the Marlboros.
You're like, no, I'm trying to be a wizard.
Yeah. But yeah, guns or flowers?
Oh, obviously flowers. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, flowers.
What is
When was the last time a flower destroyed a whole town? You know?
You'd be surprised how many comics are like, "Yeah, guns are cool."
Or there's been people that are like, I don't believe in what they do, but God, they're fun to shoot.
Yeah, some people
Yeah,
like.
I've never shot one.
I think it's a very easy question where it's obviously like, I don't know, the thing that sustains all life on Earth and is beautiful, or a button that you push
Or
to
flowers.
kill people.
Yeah. Yeah, or flowers. Nice mystery.
Flowers, it's a pretty easy choice for me. But yeah, that question was inspired by, the flower in the barrel,
Yeah.
So
I have a question for both of you. What is something that brings you immense bliss? Like something that you could do, like, even if you were having a bad day, you're like, I can do this one thing, and it really just takes me out of it.
who are you pretending to be in the mirror?
Who's the man in the mirror?
Yeah.
I'm searching for the man in the mirror.
Flavor Flav.
You're asking me a question. I'm sad I don't know enough about myself.
I know,
you know?
right? I feel like I need to talk to my therapist now and ask why I don't have an answer.
Comics spend like their lives realizing that they're wasting their lives. You know what I mean? It's like, and the day I quit comedy was when AJ exposed to me that I don't appreciate anything about my existence because all I do is work on jokes and try to get rich and worry that my wedding ring will never be replaced by a woman.
Well, it's better than going, I'd like to go back to the last question. I think guns now.
I'd like to revisit.
Yeah.
No, but that is a great question.
It is.
But is your wildflowers, is that something that you garden in? Charlie, like, do you spend time out there, like, hands in dirt?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely like my wife's passion, so I'm out there staffing her on that,
I'm out there trying not to swing an axe and making her forget that I lost this wedding ring.
I mean, yes, they are very great. They also attract a ton of wasps and other like crazy shit because they're native plants. Like there are these wasps that show up that like never heard of before, that do crazy. There's this thing called a paranoid wasp or something like that we get where
Paranoid wasp.
It's a paranoid wasp. It's very high. No, it's it basically it creates life by like finding this kind of like some kind of other insect, like a caterpillar or something. It's not a caterpillar.
And injects a parasite into its brain?
It injects it into a different animal. Then it like the larvae like destroys that animal to get birth. And it like gives birth inside this thing and kills the thing in the process. And that's like how it reproduces.
Well, it's almost like the
And we have
cordyceps
those.
in the ants.
Well, yeah, nematodes do the same thing too, where they get inside of a host and like an aphid, and then the babies will kill the aphid by ripping through the abdomen of the aphid once they're born. So that's how So that was one way to like when I grew weed that you could treat aphids was nematodes because and I was like, I read that and I was like, man, the small world is fucking wild. Like
That is crazy.
Really, it
Yeah.
is violent. We had like an all-out like turf war between ants last year, between like one type of ant and another type of ant, and it was like one of the most violent things I'd ever seen on my patio.
On my patio.
We were selling tickets. We had view parties.
yeah. Fuck the UFC, the A&T. That's where it's at.
A&T.
So
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think, I mean, I really do like creating things. I like coming up with ideas. You know, I know that's like a lame answer, but I feel like when I like come up with something that I think will work before I test it and it doesn't work, you know, that's a great feeling. You know?
That on your way to the stage, when you know it works, right before you leave, going, "Fuck, it needs work."
what would you say your spirit animal is, Charlie?
I don't know. No one's ever asked me that, Zach. I'm not sure. I guess if I had to come up with it on the spot, I would say buffalo chicken.
Oh yeah, and what's your range?
I fucking hate you, dude. I wish I could do it.
Well, that was a big inside joke. So maybe we should explain. A few weeks ago, we were doing a writing session, and Charlie pitched one of these great ideas, and the joke was I just didn't see the joke coming from Charlie. And he said, you know, singing this might be a new opener, and he did it. And I was like, I definitely wouldn't open with that because I'm a dick. And the joke is fine. When you see Charlie, do you think of him as a buffalo chicken man?
I mean, I will say this. I think, Charlie, I'll be honest. I think the bit could work. if there's a beat between like that, like what's your spirit animal? I think it's a buffalo chicken. Like, I think that second beat is where people go, he's fucking with us now.
Yeah, I like that. See, if you were at the writing session, you would have given me that productive note.
Right.
And Zach is not retelling. Zach is retelling this a little bit different. Zach wasn't like. So the Zach was like matter of fact, but his notes are way more cutting. Like you do a bit like that, and instead of saying like I wouldn't open with that, he says stuff like,
That's dumb.
"How long have you been doing stand up?"
Yeah.
I did not say that.
You said you're headlining now a little bit. You know, it's like these questions that are like, you know, like
That tracks.
That's not true
criticizes the joke by destroying any mirror impersonation of a famous person you would ever maybe do one day. You know? Just keeps you mirror loser level.
He's the paranoid wasp. He'll get in you.
No, the joke works. I mean, I've been doing it for like 2 weeks now, and it's been crushing.
On the West Coast.
You can have it in Denver. Let me know what I can do east of the Mississippi.
Well, I think we're at about that time.
But I
here.
didn't get Cody. Did you have a bliss moment? I think we can stop. That might be my new bliss moment. You going,
Cody's bliss moment is when the urine finally starts to come out of his penis into the cup.
when they finally get to do the pee-pee.
What is? Can I get an example from one of you guys? Maybe it'll conjure something up.
Yeah, well, for me,
Yeah,
it really is like if I'm out in the woods, like on a hike, and I know that I have a day where I don't have to do anything. Like, I don't have to worry about anything that could be considered work, and I can just be out, maybe even lose cell service where no one can reach me. Even if that's only for 30 minutes, that beauty of being away from everything, for me is great. Sometimes long drives also, I can get meditative with that. But definitely just
Yeah.
kind of hikes where I don't. Maybe I'm not grinding to strive to get to the top of something, but I'm just out there, and I have, don't have to be back until like sundown or something.
Yeah, my new thing, I'm not a hippie at all, is Nichiren Buddhist chanting in my shower, watching the water run down the drain to remind me of impermanence.
Oh, wow.
While he's doing pee-pee.
If I got a pee-pee, I fucking pee-pee.
And do you say "fuck you, Cody" when you pee in the shower? Or do you just go, "Take that one, bud"?
Oh, God. I wish you would have said that, because now it's going to be in my head that every time I pee, probably for the next week, I'm going to be like, yeah. Cody. That sucks, because I feel like I'm such a genuinely internally a sweet guy, but now I'm going to just, every time I pee, for some reason, Cody, I'm going to think of you. And I know there's going to be a nightmare where I'm going to look down to pee and you're going to look up from my dick and go, you can do it. Come on now. Don't fill it from the sink.
I'll spit in it when you're done.
Yeah, we'll get her this time.
She'll never see it coming.
I don't know if that'll work. And then you just go, Flavor Flav. And you go, all right.
All right, well, I think here we've reached the time where we got to figure out if you guys are hippie or not.
Oh, that's what we're leading up to. Oh, no.
Oh, well, one thing I did start doing recently is I started brewing my own kombucha.
Oh.
Does that get me some street cred?
You got the, what is it? What's the mold called? The squabby? What is that?
The SCOBY.
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 Yeah. We tried that once. We had one that got huge. And you can just kind of...
They get big.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a good flavor, or you're just starting it?
Just starting it, but the reason why is because my buddy brought us a SCOBY through TSA from Florida as a housewarming present. He showed up.
He smuggled SCOBY.
SCOBY smuggling.
From Florida, which is a ballsy move because, they're looking for everything there.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, as long as you didn't have a book about it.
God,
yeah, no book. No
I
book.
will say that SCOBY
would've.
smuggling sounds like one of the most hippie things I've ever heard.
Well, let's do Charlie first here. You ready? You got an opinion?
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
a tough one.
Nervous.
3, 2, 1. Hippie.
Not hippie.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was weird. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
me.
So what's your number?
It's like a 4.5.
You're 4.5. We go on a scale of 1 to 10. I've got Charlie at about a 6.5 for the hippie. Because Charlie does have some hippie tendencies, but like the one thing that stood out in my head is like when we were in this backyard next to the woods.
Wait a minute, real quick. I'm looking at Cody right now.
You're looking at Cody right now.
Okay. You put your finger up like you were asking for a miracle or going forever
I
blessed.
can't wait for Cody's score after the Grateful Dead comment. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so the reason why I have Charlie just like a 6.5, not more, is because when we were hanging out in his backyard next to nature with all the wildflowers, Hiker and I, we were having some beers, and I was like, I think it was Hiker. I was like, hey, can I go pee around the corner? And Charlie's like, no, go inside.
Wait a minute. So Charlie didn't want you to pee on nature?
Yeah, he didn't want us to pee outside. He was like, please go. Geez, go in the house. You animals.
Well, God, if I would have known that, I would have put you to at least
All
about a
those native plants that
5.5.
I buried back there.
What's
Zach just did that mean thing because he said the reason why Charlie's a 6.5, no more. He slipped in that no more, which is like such a brutal, brutal cap.
savage?
I mean, I think you could increase,
They say that, but those pills
time
don't
you're at
work.
my house,
You could be a boneless bubble chicken. All right. Let's do Cody here.
No, Charlie's bone in.
All right. I'm All right, you ready for Coney here?
Sorry, I got
Well, Grady.
Grady, but I keep calling him Gravy.
Yeah, he's a bit of both.
All right.
All right.
So we're Cody now.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Hippie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, you're on your way. I've got you at a 5.5, but you're slipping. You're on your way though.
Oh, I definitely feel like I'm going in that trajectory
I
for sure.
think that the mushroom trajectory is what that really started it for me.
Yeah, mushrooms are making me start to like nature more. I'm like, ooh boy, see where he's at in a year.
Well, and then there's within a year or two from here, at some point, if you're doing mushrooms enough, you're gonna have someone that's going to turn a Dead album on, and then you're gonna go, whoa, what is this?
You're gonna pee loosely for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
You're not gonna have to push.
Nope.
It's just gonna come out.
Free flowing.
But yeah,
Wow. I feel honored. Thank you.
where can people find you guys?
Charlie, this doesn't mean that I didn't like you on that 4-5. I didn't know that you told Zach not to pee on a tree. He hides these vital elements that he knows will change my opinion of a person.
Can you rescore?
I mean,
Or is it final?
Fine.
It's all
I
up.
will work on this.
No, we're
gonna work on
regulated
this.
by a bunch of bureaucrats.
I also want to say one thing that was interesting. I forgot about this when I was scoring. You mentioned Dave Matthews, Fish, and you had this whole thing about the live CD books. That's just the knowledge alone would push you over.
Yeah, I know string cheese incident. I got some. I know
God
some
damn
stuff,
it.
You know.
I would have
I know.
all you would have had to do is string cheese, name one number of the band, and I would have rocketed you to
Also,
an 8 out of pure.
I mean, if I knew that this was like a political debate where I had to like score a little catchphrase points, I would have talked about doing mushrooms in Laos. You know what I mean? I would have like busted out some stories.
Yeah,
Yeah. I only did mushrooms once. I decided to do it in Southeast Asia.
that's pretty wild.
Really? Tell us about it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us first where people can find you guys.
In Laos, obviously, still swimming around. I'm in Laos looking for my wedding ring.
Still looking for that last wedding ring. The first one I lost in Laos.
Yeah, what happened? I ate a bag of mushrooms and 2 wedding rings.
You know, I was on a trip with a buddy, and like we went to this like famous town where there was a lot of mushrooms, and had a mushroom pizza, and you know, it was just like
Wait,
a cool
you had
spot
him on
to do
pizza?
it. And yeah, we went to like this place where this dude had like a bucket, and he just like lifted up this huge bucket of mushrooms with like crazy eyes. It was like mushroom pizza, and we were like, sure.
I love how you met the devil in Laos, and you're like, yeah, why not? I like pizza.
How much did you take?
It's a good question. The pizza was about this big, and there were probably, I don't know, it was probably like half an eighth or something like that. But,
Okay. How many slices of pizza?
It was substantial.
Or were they personal pans?
We had the whole. It was like, I would say it was a little bigger than personal pan. We split it. But it was cool. I mean, it was right on the river, like the Mekong River. So like, started to hit hard, like on this river where people probably drown a lot. And luckily we didn't. And then we went up to the hotel room and watched from our balcony, because I was like pretty like, I don't know, you know, as you can probably tell, I'm like kind of I don't let people pee in my backyard. I'm not going to like go do anything fun on mushrooms. So, so
I will tell you this,
we were
Cody
just overlooking this town. But the one funny thing is that there was this one bar that looked like it was Jew bar, like it looked like it's a Jew bar, and we just kept talking about like what was happening at Jew bar, and you know, we were like convinced that like there was actually a bar in Laos called Jew bar.
Did you go in?
No.
Nah.
I like it. Charlie's a Jew in Laos. Sees the Jew bar. Did you look at it? No, we just speculated and proceeded on our way.
Not falling for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, how much was it? The pizza? Do you remember?
Oh, it was cheap. I mean, everything there was cheap. We stayed in a hotel room that was like $2 a night or whatever. You know what I mean? So it was probably like $5 or something.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
less.
Nice. Well, yeah. Where can people find you guys?
Most of my socials are at Charlie Go Nadler. Charlie Go Nadler on TikTok and Instagram. My website's charlienadler.com.
How about you, Cody?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Cody Montanye, and I have a website called codymontanye.com.
Oh yeah, and you guys have been making some sketch videos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, super pumped about those.
With Dan Altano.
With Dan Altano, yep. It's called The Sketch Artist. That's like the name of the group.
Yeah, we're thinking about rebranding because it's very, when you search for it, it's incredibly hard to find it because then you find sketches of things. Who would have thought? So we're reconsidering.
I had some friends in an improv group called the Improv Stand-Up Comedies, and similar problem.
The starving artists.
No, I mean, even hippie, not hippie, like, I think it's more search, like, if you put podcast, but yeah, if you're just, like, yeah.
But it'll still pop up within the first 5 things.
But.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool name.
I like the name. Yeah.
Well,
Catchy.
I will say this. I think Charlie, you should be able to go over to, or Cody, you should be able to go to Charlie's house and drink on his porch as much as you want. Like, you're not going to pee on anything.
I will spit, though.
Yeah. If he asks for a glass of water, just know that spit's going to start flying.
Well, I love you guys. I'd stay and hang out more. I got to go do the Alamo show here in Westminster. Here, I got to be there in 20 minutes. So, no, thanks so much for coming on, guys. Love you. Good to see you. And
it's nice meeting you guys.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
nice to meet you. It's great meeting you.
Super fun. This is great. Thanks for having us. Much love.
Thanks so much. Could you send me this tonight?
Oh, tonight? After everything that you just said? 6.5, no more?
Did you want to be more?
Yes,
this is how I know you're a nice guy, Charlie.
Do you know where
you could have been like, I mean, I could.
Do you know where I think? Do you know what I think I am?
Validation, father.
I'm more
Father.
I'm more like I'm about between a 5.5 and a 6.5. I would say if I had to score myself. So, did you want to be really high on the hippie school score, Charlie? Did you think you were like a 9 or something? An 8?
Depends on the audience.
But
fit in.
I think I'm happy in the middle. I think it's good. Well, I'll send it to you tonight.
And for the record, I have on this podcast called people hippies because I knew they didn't want me to. Because sometimes that's just the fun. Because at the end of the day, it's just getting to hang out with people and make a game out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But to watch someone that you clearly know is not a hippie, and then you go, all right, what's my score? And you go, hippie. And they go, that's fucked. And you go, yeah, it is. I'm going to get another 15 minutes out of you now.
Oh, that's great.
But,
is that reaction what's known as the Grateful Dead?
We'll check back in a year with Cody, and he'll tell us.
Yeah, we'll touch base with you guys here again in the future and see how we've evolved. So no, love you guys. Thanks so much for listening. Like, subscribe, and get on the motherfucking
Bus.